So today we are going to start our next chapter, which is differential calculus. And this is the chapter because of which most of the students are fed up, because most of the students were not having mathematics into class 11 and 12, and they are a bit scary from this chapter. But see, this chapter is very much interesting and very much easy if we learn some of the basic formulas, basic fundamental, and some basic things, basic tricks. Then this chapter becomes very easy, right? So what do we mean by the term differential? What is this differential calculus? So first of all, we will read from the definition and then we will understand. So differentiation is one of the most important fundamental operations in calculus. It is one of the important concepts, and it is mainly used for calculations of many kind of things. To express the rate of change in any function, we introduce the concept of derivative. So what is the main thing here? Here we are calculating the rate of change. What is the rate of change? What is the rate of change? This is the main thing which we are going to calculate here, right? Let's take the example, like in morning when the sun rises. We know that in morning the sun rises in the east, and when the sun rises, the temperature at that time is very low, and when sun starts rising, that is from 7 to 8, 9, 10, and so on, the temperature also increases. So what is the rate of increase in temperature per second? What is the rate of increase in temperature per second? So such kind of things can be calculated by using derivative, that means differential calculus. So whenever we have to find anything in terms of rate of change, we can use this concept. Whenever we have to find the rate of change, we can use the concept of differential calculus. And here the change is very minute, very small, because when we are talking about the increase in temperature per second, then that increase is very slow rate. It increases at very slow rate. Similarly, we can take some more example. Let's say we are having a balloon here. This is a balloon, right? And this balloon has air filled in it. It contains air, we know that. Now what we are doing, we are bringing a pin closer to it. We are bringing a pin closer to it, and we just make a small hole. What we did, we just made a small hole with the pin. Now what will happen? As soon as there is a small hole in the balloon, the radius of the balloon will go on decreasing, and at last it will become simply like this without the air, right? So what is happening? What we have to calculate here? The rate of change by which the volume is getting reduced. What is the rate? What is the rate of change in volume? How volume is getting changed per second? How volume is getting changed per second? So this is, again, we are talking about the rate. Similarly, we can take some more practical examples, like whenever we go near a river or a pond, and when we try to throw something into the river, like if we throw a small stone into the river, what will happen? You might have observed such kind of waves appear in the river. Such kind of waves appear in the river, and it goes on increasing. So what is the rate of increase of waves per second? What is the rate of increase of waves per second? So in all such circumstances, we use derivative to calculate those things. Similarly, if we have to calculate the profit or loss in the business, then also we can use this concept. Similarly, in economics, we have studied about the concept of cost. We have studied about demand, supply, production. So at all those places, we can apply the concept of derivative. That is for calculation of elasticity. Then to calculate the rate of production, at what rate we can produce. per second, per minute, per hour. So at what rate we can do our production, at what rate we can supply the goods, and what is the rate of demand. Similarly, such kind of things can be calculated with the help of this concept, that is derivative. Okay. So here there are basically two variables. One variable is x and second one variable is y. So what basically we have to do is, we will be given a function. Let y is equal to fx. Any function will be given and we have to calculate the derivative. So for derivative, what we write? We write dy by dx. For derivative, we denote it as dy by dx. dy means, y means what? Y is a function, that is fx, for which we have to calculate the derivative. Y is a function for which we have to calculate the derivative with respect to x. So dx means with respect to x. So according to x, we have to calculate the derivative of y, the derivative of the given function. So we write it as dy by dx. It can also be written as, like, if a function is denoted as fx, if a function is denoted by fx, then its derivative can be denoted by f dash x. Its derivative can be denoted by f dash x, right? So in this way we can denote that this is the notification, and like we can write dy by dx, or we can write f dash x for the derivative, right? Okay, many of the new guys have also joined. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Gajendra is asking about Hindi explanation. Yes. Okay, great. So, first of all, we are just going slow, just discussing the basic portion of derivative. If you understand the basic portion, then you can solve any kind of question with the help of the formulas, with the help of given tricks. Okay. So, let us proceed further with the first formula, with the simplest formula, that is, let us write the first formula, d by dx, d by dx of x to the power of n, d by dx of x to the power of n. What is x to the power of n? This is a function, right? And if we have to find out the derivative of x to the power of n, then how we can do it? So here the power will jump forward. What will do? The power will jump forward, and we are left with x to the power of n minus 1. The power will jump forward and will reduce by 1. The power will jump forward and will reduce by 1. Now let us take some example based on this formula. This is the very simple and the basic formula. This is the first formula which we are discussing. So let us take one example. If we have to calculate d by dx of x to the power 4, d by dx of x to the power 4. So what will be our result? 4 will jump forward and the power of x will reduce by 1. So what we will get? We will get 4x to the power of 3. We will get 4 multiplied by x to the power of 3. Okay. Similarly, we are taking some more example, d by dx of x to the power 50. X to the power 50. What will happen? 50 will jump forward and the power of x will be reduced by 1. So we are left with 50 x to the power of 49. Okay. What will happen if we have to calculate d by dx of x to the power 3 by 2? Now the power is 3 by 2. Power is into fraction. Then also the concept will remain same. 3 by 2 will jump forward and power of x will be reduced. So power of x is 3 by 2 and then we have to subtract 1, that is minus 1. So what will happen? It will be 3 by 2 into x to the power of half. It will be 3 by 2 into x to the power of half. And x to the power of half means root of x. So we can even write it as 3 by 2 root of x. 3 by 2 root of x. So ये हमारा सिंपल तरीका है, इस तरीके से हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. Okay, great. Now let us take one more example, that is d by dx of x to the power of minus 3. Now again what will happen? Minus, now this time the power is negative. Then also the same concept will be applied. So minus 3 will jump forward. Now the power will be reduced by 1. So minus 3 and then minus 1. So what will be the result? It will be minus 3 into x to the power of minus 4. And when the power is negative, we can write it into some other way also. Minus 3 divided by x to the power of 4. Minus 3 divided by x to the power of 4. So in this way, we can write this. Yes. So all of you are participating in giving the answers. That is very much interesting and good. So आप लोग जितनी ज़्यादा आंसर्स देंगे, जितना ज़्यादा इंटरैक्टिव बनेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा आपको याद होने वाला है. So that is why you must give all answers. One more question based on this, and then we will move towards the next formula. What will be d by dx of x? Now we are having only x. What is the derivative of x? So again, now at present, x to the power is nothing. Nothing means 1. So 1 will jump forward. What will happen? X to the power 1 minus 1. This becomes x to the power of 0. And anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. So x to the power 0 is equal to 1. So this is the final result. So what we have done, we have understood the first formula, how to find out the derivative of any function to the power of n. Any function that is x to the power of n. So n will jump forward and the power will be reduced by 1. Okay. Now let us take another formula. d by dx of any constant, and then there is a function. Now d by dx, we have to find out the derivative. D by dx means derivative we have to calculate, and the number is c multiplied by the function. So what will happen? Now since c and fx are getting multiplied, so c will remain as it is. Then we have to find out d by dx of the given function. हमें क्या करना है यहाँ पे कि c and fx दोनों मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं. c का मतलब कोई भी कांस्टेंट. कांस्टेंट मींस एनी नंबर, 1 2 3 4 5, एनी नंबर, कोई भी नंबर हो सकता है c. एंड फिर हमें क्या करना है? d by dx फाइंड करना है. किसका? फंक्शन का फाइंड करना है. c एज इट इज रहेगा. चलिए इसको समझते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल अगेन. सो d by dx of 4x to the power of 5. So according to this formula, 4 तो ऐसे ही रहेगा. We will keep 4 as it is, and then we have to find out the derivative d by dx of x to the power of 5. So 4 is intact, and we have to find the derivative of x to the power of 5. Now what is the derivative of x to the power of 5? 5 will jump forward. 5 will jump forward, and the power will get reduced by 1. So we are left with 4 multiplied by 5, x to the power 4. So this becomes 20x to the power of 4. 20x to the power of 4. So let us see some of the doubts. So there is a doubt that the derivative and differential calculus both are same. Yes, both are same. The meaning of both of them is same. So whether we say derivative or it is differential calculus. And what is the general meaning? We have to find out the rate of change Those who have joined late, they can like see the video from the starting after the end of the session, right? So derivative or differential simply means we have to find out the rate of change in anything, at any place. Okay, let us take one more example. We have to find d by dx of 10x to the power of 8. 10x to the power of 8. So what will happen? 10 will remain as it is a constant. Then we have to find out d by dx of x to the power of 8. Now 8 will jump forward and the power will get reduced by 1. So it will become 80 x to the power of 7. 80 multiplied by x to the power of 7. Right? So this is the second formula which we have discussed. Then how many marks this chapter carry in examination? See, on an average, differential and integration are having the weightage of near about 4 marks on an average, right? It is not exactly 4, but it is near about 4. Sometimes it can be 3, it can be 5. So on an average, 4 marks, both differential as well as integral. The whole chapter, 8th A and 8th B. Okay. So Mamta Yadav is asking, how is the power 4? 4 power kaise hui? See, those who have joined late, उन्होंने first formula नहीं समझा है. I'm explaining once again. And if there is some confusion, you can see from the beginning. Whenever we have to calculate the derivative, the power jumps forward and the power get reduced by 1. अगर power में 5 है, तो 5 आगे आ जाएगा and power 1 से reduce होकर के 4 बन जाएगी. अगर पावर में 10 है तो 10 आगे आके मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा एंड पावर में 9 रह जाएगा. ऑलवेज पावर 1 से रिड्यूस हो जाएगी, राइट? ओके, सो दिस वाज द सेकंड फॉर्मूला. नाउ लेट मी टेक द थर्ड वन. The third formula. Third one says d by dx of a to the power of x. D by dx of a to the power of x. Now a is any constant and there is power of x. Now for this the formula is a to the power of x multiplied by log of a to the base e. Now this you have to simply learn by heart. This is a to the power of x. So derivative of a to the power of x is equal to a to the power of x multiplied by log a to the base e. So a to the power of x will remain as it is. It will remain as it is and then multiplied by log of a with base e. Log of a with base e. So here what you have to remember, whenever we are talking about logarithm in this differentiation section, in this calculus part, then by default the base is taken as e. By default the base is taken as e. And whenever we have to solve some figures, we have to do some calculations, as you might have done in the logarithm chapter, there the base is normally taken as 10. There, in case of logarithm chapter, where we have to find out something or some of the calculation, and at that point of time, we have to take the base as 10. But whenever we are talking about differential, we are talking about calculus, we have to take by default base as e. So here the base is taken as e. So what is the formula? A to the power of x multiplied by log of a to the base e. For example, we have to find out d by dx of 5 to the power of x. D by dx of 5 to the power of x. So what will be the result? It will be 5 to the power of x multiplied by log of 5 to the base e. 5 to the power of x multiplied by log 5 to the base e. All right. Similarly, if we have to calculate d by dx of 20 to the power of x, what will be the result? Come on guys, you can answer now. d by dx of 20 to the power of x, what will be the result? Okay, there are some questions here in the chat box. Some of you are asking what is E? E is known as the exponential value. E is known as the exponential value. And these topics were discussed in detail. These topics were discussed in detail. So in the logarithm chapter, or you can go through it once again. If you are having some doubts in logarithm, so you can go through the logarithm chapter also. So here we have to use some of the concepts of logarithm, some of the concept of exponential that will be used here. So E means the exponential values. Then there is one question on power once they reduce. Yes, whenever you are calculating the derivative at that x to the power of n, always the power will get reduced by 1. Yes. Advesh is telling your teaching is sensational. Thank you very much, Advesh. Yes, guys. So most of you have given the correct answer. That's amazing. That's amazing. So the correct answer is 20 to the power of x log of 20 to the base e. Great, guys. You have given the correct answer. So you have understood the formula number 3. Formula number 3. So what we have to do, we have to learn all these formula right now. And I think you guys have learned all these formula now, because we have to apply all those formulas in the coming examples, in the coming questions. So that is why you have to learn immediately. And these formulas are very, very simple. So it is easy to learn. So let us take another formula. The fourth one. So we are writing d by dx of log of x to the base a. D by dx of log of x base a. Now base is not e. Whenever the base is different, then how to calculate the derivative? So we have to write 1 by x log of a to the base e. 1 by x log of a to the base e. So it is log of x base a. The derivative is 1 by x log of a to the base e. Okay. So when we have to find out the derivative d by dx of log of x to the base 5. So what we will write? What will be the answer? It will be 1 by x log of 5 to the base e. 1 by x log of 5 to the base e. If the base is, let's say, d by dx, then log of x to the base 8, then what will happen? 1 by x log of 8 to the base e. 1 by x log of 8 to the base e. If it is 10, we will write 10. If it is 100, we will write 100. So whatever is the base, accordingly, we can apply it. Okay. Now one more thing. If it is d by dx of log of x to the base e, then what will happen? If it is log of x to the base e, what will happen? So see, applying the same formula again, we will get 1 by x log of e to the base e. See, you have to understand once again, if there is log of x to the base e, right? So we have written 1 by x as it is, right? Log is there. This e is always by default. This e is always by default. Now, whatever is the base e, this base e is coming here again. So whenever we are having log e to the base e, whenever both things are same, both the numbers are same, it is equal to 1. It is equal to 1. You might have discussed this in the logarithm chapter, like log 10 base 10 is equal to 1. Log 5 base 5 is equal to 1. So whenever these both are same, it is equal to 1. Similarly, log e base e is equal to 1. So we can write it as 1 by x into 1, that is 1 by x. 1 by x. So whenever we have to find out the derivative, whenever we have to find out the derivative of log x and nothing is written in the base, that means by default the base is e. So whenever we have to find out the derivative of log x, the result is simply 1 upon x. The result is simply 1 by x. So derivative of log x is equal to 1 upon x. This is the fifth formula, right? Okay, so what are the doubts? Is base e is compulsory for log? Yes, here in this chapter, by default, the base will be taken as e. You are correct. Which calculator should be better or use? You have to use the normal calculator having 12 digits. We have already discussed this also. Scientific is not allowed. Y derivative can be denoted by f dash x. There is one question that why we are writing this. See, if fx is a function and we have to solve one step further, so we write f dash x. And when we have to solve two steps further, that means we have to calculate the derivative two times. We can even denote it by this also. So, but here we are simply calculating the derivative for the one time. We can write it as f dash x. It is one step further. Like in statistics, we denote deviation as d, but step deviation we denote it as d dash. So whenever there is one step further, we denote it with dash. Okay, so the function is fx and its derivative is denoted by f dash x. So we have discussed the five formulas yet, and we have taken all those examples here so that we can easily understand. Now let us take some more concepts. Now we are taking the next example, d by dx of root x. You have to answer this. What is the derivative of root of x? What is the derivative of root of x? So see, whenever there is root of x, root can be written as power half. And since it is power half, the half will jump forward. Now what we are left with the power left is half was there already. We have to reduce it by 1. So what it will become? 1 by 2 x to the power of minus half. 1 by 2 x की power कितनी हो जाएगी? Minus half. And whenever it is negative power, it can be taken into denominator. So we can write it as 1 by 2. And since the power is half, it is root of x. So the derivative of root x is 2 root x. So when we will solve some bit lengthy question, so it is better to remember this result. It is better to remember this result. That is the derivative of root x is equal to 1 by 2 root of x. So it will be convenient for us, easy for us to solve questions fast. So derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root of x. Okay, so we have discussed all this. Now we are moving towards the next concept. See, all these formulas almost we have discussed. Now we are discussing some more things. If we have to find out the derivative of any constant number, d by dx of any constant number, any constant, that is 1, 2, 100, 20,000, any constant number, it is always equal to 0. Derivative of any constant number is always taken as 0, right? See, if we have to find out the derivative d by dx of 100, what will be the result? It will be 0. It will be 0. Similarly, if we have to calculate, we have to find out the derivative of 1220. What will happen? It will be 0 again. So whenever there is only constant, its derivative will always be equal to 0. Okay, so this is the next understanding which we have taken. Then let us do some more questions. First formula this we have discussed. Then now e to the power of x. Whenever we are talking about the derivative of exponential value, e to the power of x, e having the power of x, the result will be same. Its result will be same. The derivative of e to the power of x is equal to e to the power of x. Both are same. Derivative of e to the power of x is exactly equal to e to the power of x. So there will be no change. Ravinder Singh is asking about any reason why constant's derivative is always 0. See, derivative means we have to calculate the derivative with respect to any function, any variable. But since variable is missing with the constant, whenever variable is missing, we cannot find out its derivative. That's why the value becomes 0. Because we have discussed in the starting portion that there are two things, x and y. We are calculating the derivative of y with respect to x. We are calculating the derivative of function with respect to x. But when x is missing in the function, when variable is missing in the function, we cannot find the derivative. It is simply equal to 0. So whenever there is only constant, its derivative will be 0. Okay. Now, so derivative of exponential e to the power of x is equal to e to the power of x, right? Then the next thing, e to the power of x derivative we have discussed, constant we have discussed. Now we are discussing derivative d by dx of e to the power ax. E to the power of ax. What will happen? So a will jump forward, and we will write e to the power of ax. So whenever we have to find out derivative of e to the power of ax, it is equal to a multiplied by e to the power of ax. That means e and its power will remain intact. E and its power will remain intact. And a will jump forward. So if we take the example on this, d by dx of e to the power of 2x. What will be the result? 2 will jump forward, and then e will remain as it is, e to the power of 2x. E to the power of 2x. Similarly, d by dx of e to the power of 15x. What will happen? 15 will jump forward, so 15 multiplied by e to the power of 15x. This will be the result. Okay, this will be the result. Next is fx. Now these are some basic notation and the basic understanding which we have taken till now. So derivative of fx, function is written as fx and its derivative is denoted by f dash x. Then when the function is x to the power of n, its derivative is n multiplied by x to the power n minus 1. Then e to the power of ax, its derivative is a multiplied by e to the power of ax. Log of x derivative is 1 by x, and when it is a to the power of x, we write a to the power of x log a to the base of e. And whenever there is any constant, its derivative will be equal to 0. Okay. So these were the basic things which we have discussed. Now we are discussing some laws of differentiation, some rules of differentiation, some general laws of differentiation, right? So this first law we have already discussed. See, what is the first law? This is any constant multiplied with a function. Then what will happen? We have already discussed this. So if we have to find out d by dx of constant, and then there is a function. So we will keep constant as it is and then multiplied by derivative of that function. So this we have already done. Now, what will happen in case when there are two functions and there is addition or subtraction in between? Let's say hx is a given function which is having two parts. One is fx, then plus, and then gx. And we have to find out the derivative. We have to find out d by dx of the given function. So what we will do, we can write it as d by dx of fx plus gx. And now this bracket can be opened and it can be written as d by dx of fx. That means we will find derivative of fx plus we will again find the derivative of g, and then we can put the sign of plus again. If there is a minus, we can put the minus here also. Let us take one example. If there is one function hx is equal to 5x square plus log of x. This is the given function. So this fx square means this is 5x square means this is fx, and log x means it is gx. So there are two functions. This is a combination of two functions. So what we have to do, we have to calculate their derivative and then add. So we will find d by dx of 5x square plus we will also find derivative of log of x. So what will be the result? So 5x square, its derivative will be 5, 2 will jump forward and power of x will reduce by 1 plus derivative of log x is 1 by x. So final result is 10x plus 1 by x. 10x plus 1 by x. So this is the required result. So whenever there is any plus or minus sign in between, so we can solve them separately and then we can put that sign again, whether it is plus or minus. All right. So this is simple when we are talking about addition or subtraction. But when we have to multiply, when there is the product in between the two functions, then we have to apply some other concept. We have to apply the proper formula. So in this given chapter, we are not having trigonometry in our syllabus. We have to solve all those functions without trigonometry, right? So to those students who have done in 11th and 12th, the trigonometry part, here we are not having the trigonometry portion, right? So that's a good news for you. Okay. So let me take the product rule. Now this you have to understand very carefully. This is known as the product rule or the multiplication rule. right? This you have to understand very carefully. It is very important, very much relevant for solving many of the questions. So what is the product rule? So whenever there are two functions, let's say we have taken hx is equal to fx, and there is a multiplication sign in between, and then gx. So there are two functions and into multiplications. So what we have to do, in short, this is also known as UV rule. In many of the places, you will find this as UV rule. U means the value of the first function value, and V means the second function value. Fx means U, Gx means V. So it is commonly known as by UV rule or simply the product rule. So what we have to do, we have to find out the derivative. So what we have to do, we will keep U as it is first and find out the derivative of V. We will keep U as it is and find out the derivative of V. Plus, now we will keep V as it is and find out the derivative of U. Okay, so U derivative of V plus V derivative of U. Now let us take some example for the better understanding. It says when there is a function fx is equal to x cube multiplied by e to the power of x. X cube multiplied by e to the power of x. So these are the two functions. What we have to do? We have to multiply them. We have to multiply them. So we cannot directly find the derivative and multiply. We have to apply this product rule. So what we are doing here, we have to apply this formula. So keeping U as it is. So we are keeping x cube multiplied by d by dx of e to the power of x. So we have to find out the derivative of e to the power of x. Plus, now this time what we will do, e to the power of x will remain as it is, and we have to find out the derivative of x cube. We have to find the derivative of x cube, right? Now let's solve further. What will happen? So x cube will remain as it is, multiplied by derivative of e to the power of x is same. So we will write it as e to the power of x again, plus e to the power of x, and then derivative of x cube. What is the derivative of x cube? It is 3x square. It is 3x square. Now we can take some things as common. So common will be e to the power of x as well as x square. These are common. We are left with x plus 3. So this is the final result. E to the power of x multiplied by x square and then multiplied by x plus 3. Okay. So this is simply the product rule. One more example I am taking. If y is any function given as x to the power of 10 multiplied by 10 to the power of x. So what we have to do, we have to find out the derivative of y. So we will write dy by dx is equal to, now applying the UV rule or the product rule, x to the power 10 will remain as it is. Then find the d by dx of 10 to the power of x plus 10 to power x will remain as it is, and then d by dx of x to the power of 10. So what will happen? X to the power of 10. Now what is the derivative of 10 to the power of x? The formula will be of a to the power of x, which we already know. So what is the formula? So 10 to the power of x multiplied by log of 10 to the base e. Log of 10 to the base e, and then plus. What will happen? 10 to the power of x will remain intact, and 10x to the power of 9. 10 multiplied by x to the power of 9. So we can take some common part. So what is common? Here we can write like 10 to the power of x is common, and even x to the power of 9 is also common. So we are left with x log of 10 base e plus 10 plus 10. So this is the product rule. Right? Meghna and Ravinder, yes, your presentation is also correct. You can write in that way, 100% correct. Great. So in short, if we want to write this formula, what we can write, this is u, derivative is denoted by a dash, so we can write v dash plus v, and derivative of u can be written as u dash. So in this way also we can write it. So u as it is, v dash plus v as it is, u dash. This is the formula for product rule. So whenever there is product in between two functions, we can apply this method. Okay. Now similarly, there will be the quotient rule. That is the quotient function when there is division between the two. Whenever we have to divide, there is a quotient rule, and we can understand that thing also, the quotient rule. That is also very much easy. So let us take quotient rule. That is division. So whenever there is a function hx is equal to fx divided by gx, fx divided by gx, then how to find out the derivative? So here also we can write it as fx means u and gx means v. So this is u upon v rule. This is known as u by v rule. U upon v rule. So what is the formula? So whatever is the denominator, we can write it here as v, then d by dx of u. We have to write denominator as it is, then d by dx of u minus u as it is and d by dx of the denominator whole divided by v square, that is the denominator square. V d by dx of u minus u d by dx of v whole divided by denominator square, that is v square. So we can write in this way also. V means denominator, then d by dx of numerator minus numerator d by dx of denominator divided by denominator square. Okay, so in this way we can write. So this is basically known as the quotient rule or the u by v rule or the division rule. So now we will take some examples given in the books so that it will give the clarity and the application of all those formula which we have done till now. So coming to the question number first. What is the first question? First one says find out the derivative of 3x square plus 5x minus 2. So here the three values are given and there is addition and subtraction in between. इन सब के बीच में प्लस एंड माइनस है, तो यहाँ पर हम क्या करेंगे, सबको सेपरेटली सॉल्व करेंगे एंड जो भी रिस्पेक्टिव साइन है वो इंटैक्ट रहेगा. So we have to find derivative of 3x square. So what we will do? dy by dx इक्वल टू 3x स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव क्या होगा, 3 एज इट इज, 2 जंप फॉरवर्ड एंड x की पावर कितनी रह जाएगी 1, प्लस 5x का डेरिवेटिव कितना रहेगा 5 एंड माइनस 2, दिस इज अ कांस्टेंट, तो कांस्टेंट का डेरिवेटिव होगा 0. तो the final result will be 6x plus 5. 6x plus 5. This will be the final result. Okay. Okay, there is one doubt that please recap the product rule. Yes, we will recap it in this example also. Point number D, point number E, and then we will do some illustrations based on the division rule also. So no need to worry, guys. It will be very much clear. Great. Now the second thing, the second question. A to the power of x plus x to the power of a plus a to the power of a. So there are three functions and we have to find out the derivative. There is addition in between, so we can solve them separately. Now, first of all, we have to recall all those formula. So the first thing is a to the power of x. The derivative of a to the power of x is a to the power of x log of a to the base e plus x to the power of a. So what will happen for x to the power of a? The power will jump forward and the power of x will be reduced by 1. So a will jump forward and the power will become a minus 1. And then plus a to the power of a. It is simply a constant and the derivative of constant is 0. So this is the final result. That is a to the power of x log of a base e. And if we don't write the base, that means by default also the base will be e. So it is also correct. Plus a multiplied by x to the power of a minus 1. So this is the final result. Got it? Now the next one. Here what is given, see. There are how many functions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 functions are given this time, and there is some addition and subtraction in between. So the first one is 1 by 3x cube. 1 by 3x cube. So what we will do here? So 1 by 3 will remain as it is, and the power 3 will jump forward and will be reduced by 1. So it becomes 3x square minus. We have to solve 5x square. 5 will remain as it is, 2 will jump forward. So 5 into 2 is 10. And power of x square will become x. Plus 6x. 6x will become 6. Then minus 2 log of x. So 2 is constant, it will remain as it is. And derivative of log x.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Gaurav.
Yes, sir.
Audio is coming very little low.
Audio is coming low. Now it's perfect, sir.
Audio is coming very little low.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. So
you please continue and speak.
Okay, okay. So now 2 into log of x. The derivative for log of x is basically what? 1 by x. So we are simply multiplying with 1 by x. And now what is left with us? It is 3. The derivative of 3, that is a constant. It will be 0. So at last we will write 0. So what will be the final result? It is 3 and 3c got cancelled. We are left with x square. Then minus 10x. Then minus 2 by x. And then plus 6. So this is the final result which we are getting. Okay. This is the final result which we are getting. So these were the three illustrations based on the basic formulas. Now the fourth one, which we have done, the product rule. Now let us understand the product rule once again. Product rule once again with this question number 4, with this part number 4. What this question is saying, this is y is equal to e to the power of x multiplied by log of x. So these are the two functions. These are the two functions, and what we have to do, apply the product rule. What is the rule? What is the product rule? So dy by dx is equal to, we can write as u and then v dash plus v and u dash. So keeping u as it is, e to the power of x, and finding out the derivative of log x. So we are writing d by dx of log x. We are writing d by dx of log x plus what we have to do, we have to keep v as it is, that is log of x, and then derivative of u, that is e to the power of x. Derivative of e to the power of x. Now let us solve them. E to the power of x. Now what is the derivative of log x? We have learned it, that is 1 by x plus log of x multiplied by derivative of e to the power of x is again e to the power of x. Okay. Okay. Yes, many of you are saying audio is perfect. That's great. That's great. Okay. So this is simply the product rule. Now you can check yourself where you are lacking, where what is the basic difference which you are getting. In the product rule, we have to simply keep one thing as constant and find out the derivative of the other function. Now we are taking one more example to clarify this. 2 to the power of x multiplied by x to the power of 5. 2 to the power of x multiplied by x to the power of 5. So these are the two functions again. So now we have to do like in shorter steps, because in examination we don't have to write each and everything. We don't have to solve them. We have to solve by tricks. Now we have done all these things. We have discussed 2-3 times. Now we are like solving them in one step or just 2 steps. Okay. So dy by dx. dy by dx. So पहले हम क्या करेंगे, 2 की पावर x को रखेंगे as it is. Now x की पावर 5 का डिफरेंशियल डायरेक्टली आप निकाल के रख सकते हैं. We can find the differential of x to the power 5 and then multiply. So it will be 5 x to the power of 4 plus x to the power
Mr.
of
Gaurav,
5.
audio is coming very low. I don't know.
Sir, actually students are commenting that they are getting perfect audio. Most of them has commented that the audio is clear to them. Ravinder, Om, Avdesh, Pradeep, everyone is commenting that they are getting perfect audio. So here we are talking about again the product rule, and we have kept x to the power of 5 intact, and then finding out the differential of 2 to the power of x. It comes as 2 to the power of x log of 2 and then base e. Log of 2 and then base e. So this becomes the result. So we can solve this into simple one step. So no need to write again and again d by dx. We can solve it in simple one step. All right. Okay. Now we are taking the example for quotient rule, that is the division rule. We are talking about the division rule. So question number F. Question number F. What this says? Y is equal to x square divided by e to the power of x. X square divided by e to the power of x. So here u is simply x square and v is e to the power of x. So these are the u and v. Now we have to apply our quotient rule. And for that, what we have to do, dy by dx is equal to v, then d by dx of u minus, keeping u as it is, d by dx of v, and then divided by v square. Whatever is the denominator, we have to divide by square of the denominator. Okay, so let us apply this here. What is v? It is e to the power of x, then d by dx of u. So d by dx of x square minus, what is u? X square, and d by dx of e to the power of x. Now, most common mistake is we forgot to divide with denominator square. So we have to write it the square of the denominator, which is e to the power of x square. राइट. सो ये सबसे कॉमन मिस्टेक होता है, इसको आप ध्यान रखें. डिनोमिनेटर में हमेशा स्क्वायर से डिवाइड करें. नाउ e to the power of x multiplied with 2x, what we are getting, e to the power of x multiplied with 2x minus e to the power of x into, again, e to the power of f x, and then divided by e to the power of x whole square. E to the power of x whole square. Now we can take something common and then cancel it out. E to the power of x is common. We are left with, also x is common, so we are left with 2 minus x divided by e to the power of x square. So the final result is x multiplied by 2 minus x and then divided by e to the power of x. So this is the final result. In this way, we can apply the quotient rule. And this way, we can apply the quotient rule. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. Thank you very much for the comment. All of you are getting the voice as proper. That's good. That's interesting. And you guys are very much interactive. So this is very good thing for you guys also. And you are doing a great job and you will get good marks, no doubt. Okay. Right. Next is G. Now you can solve G yourself. You are having 1 minute and you can solve this question G. And let me know if you are having any kind of doubt in this question. E to the power of x divided by log of x. This is the question. You can apply the quotient rule here again. Great. So you have to try question number G. Have you done? Done. Yes. Akansha is done. That's great. Gopika, yes. Yes, your result is correct. Okay. So you guys have done this question number G. It is similar to what we have discussed. Now, question number H is again the multiplication rule. This you can do. And shall I take it? No. Then there is the I part. I'm taking the I part. Let me take the I part. Hx is equal to 2x divided by Hx is equal to 2x divided by 3x cube plus 7. 3x cube plus 7. So there are two functions. First one is 2x and then second one is 3x cube plus 7. So what we have to do, we have to keep the denominator intact. We are finding out the d by dx of the given function, that is hx. So keeping the denominator intact, 3x cube plus 7. You have to find the derivative of 2x. So simply we can write the derivative, no need to write d by dx again. So we are writing the derivative of 2x, that is 2. Minus what is there? The derivative of denominator and 2x is intact now. So 3x cube, it will become 9x square, because 3 will jump forward, 3 into 3 will become 9, and power of x will be reduced by 1, so it is 9x square, and then plus 7, derivative of 7 is 0. Derivative of 7 is 0, divided by 3x cube plus 7 whole square. Now what is common between them? Let us take 2 as common. 2 as common. We are left with 3x cube plus 7 minus 9x cube. Okay. And then whole divided by 3x cube plus 7 whole square. Now what we can do now? We can solve one step further. 2 and then 3x cube minus 9x cube, it will become 7 minus 6x cube, and then whole divided by 3x cube plus 7 whole square. So this is the final result which we are getting. Okay. So this is the different variety of question which we have done based on all the formulas which we have discussed now. Now let us understand some more concepts, some different types of things. The next is derivative of function of function. You have to find out the derivative of function of a function. Now what does this mean? This is commonly also known as the chain rule. So this is commonly known as the chain rule. So what we have to do here, we have to find out the derivative and then its derivative again. Derivative and then its derivative again. So let me take one simple example for you guys. Let's say y is equal to x square plus 5x minus 7 to the power of 10. To the power of 10. This is equal to y. Now we have to find out its derivative. So let us say I am taking let u is equal to x square plus 5x minus 7. I have taken u as x square plus 5x minus 7. Okay. Now what I have to do? Y equal to u to the power of 10. Y is equal to u to the power of 10. Now what I have to do here, I have to find out the derivative first of all for u. I have to find out the derivative of u first. So what will I do here? We will find out the derivative as dy by du. We'll find dy by du because we have written in terms of u. So what we will do, we will write derivative of y with respect to u. Derivative of y with respect to u. So what will happen? It will be 10 and then u to the power of 9. 10 will jump forward and power will reduce by 1. This is one thing. What is the other thing? See, we are having u is equal to x square plus 5x minus 7. We have to find out finally the derivative of x now, or the derivative of u with respect to x. So what we will do? We'll find out its derivative 2x plus 5 minus 0. 2x plus 5 minus 0. Now what we have to do? We have to combine both of them. Ultimately, we have to find, see, what is our object? Our object is to find dy by dx. dy by dx. But what we have done, we have find out dy by du first, then du by dx, and then we will multiply them. dy by du multiplied by du by dx. So we are multiplying in such a way that du is getting cancelled, then we will get finally dy by dx. What we are getting? dy by dx. So we will get finally our result as 10 and then multiplied by u to the power of 9 multiplied by 2x plus 5. Now what is u to the power of 9? We can put the value of u here, 10 multiplied by x square plus 5x minus 7 to the power of 9 into 2x plus 5. So this is the final result. This is the final result. Okay, so let us discuss once again. फिर से एक बार डिस्कस करते हैं. This is the given function y. ये हमारा एक फंक्शन है जो y से डिनोट होता है, राइट? अब यहाँ पर हमारे पास जो भी फंक्शन है उसकी पावर में क्या लिखा है? 10 लिखा है. तो हमने पहले जो सब कुछ ओवरऑल इक्वेशन जो गिवन है उसको हमने u अज्यूम कर लिया. वी हैव अज्यूम्ड इट एज u. ऑलराइट, अब हमने क्या किया? एक तरफ u को सॉल्व किया, दैट इज डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ u विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x हमने फाइंड आउट किया. ऑपोजिट साइड में हमने क्या किया? इसको लिखा y इज इक्वल टू u टू द पावर ऑफ 10. इसको भी हमने डिफरेंशिएट कर दिया. तो जब इसको हमने डिफरेंशिएट किया तो क्या रिजल्ट आ गया? 10 u टू द पावर ऑफ 9. अब फाइनली हमें क्या चाहिए? हमें तो चाहिए dy बाय dx. तो इन दोनों को हमने किया कंबाइन. तो दोनों को कंबाइन करने के बाद में क्या आता है? दोनों को कंबाइन करने के बाद में du गेट्स कैंसल्ड और हमारा फाइनल रिजल्ट आ जाएगा. Now the point is, क्या हम इसको डायरेक्टली कर सकते हैं into one step? Yes, we can do this directly. For understanding, we have broken it into two parts, but we can do this directly. So let us do this question directly also. The question is y is equal to x square plus 5x minus 7 to the power of 10. So first of all, we have to treat this whole thing as one, because there are two different varieties. One is this, the whole function, and then the power is 10. So we have to treat this as the simply one thing, that is, it is simply x and we are having the power of 10. So first of all, we have to apply that formula first. So it will become 10 multiplied by, as it is, x square plus 5x minus 7. Now we can differentiate it further. We can differentiate it further. So we have to multiply with the differentiation of x square. It will be 2x plus differential of 5x. It will be 5, and for minus 7 it will be 0. So this is your direct answer. You can simply do it in one single step. You can simply do this in one single step. We will take 2-3 more examples so that it will give you more clarity, more speed to solve such questions. Okay. Yes, guys, we have taken this as the first example. Now let me take 2-3 more examples so that it will become more clear, more clear. After that, you can ask your doubts. First, I will make it clear to you with the help of 2-3 examples. Now, the second example which I'm taking is y is equal to x square minus 1 multiplied by 5. Sorry, power of 5. X square minus 1 whole to the power of 5. So what we have to do? We have to treat this whole thing as one, this bracket as the one thing. And above bracket, we are having the power. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to like jump the power will jump forward and it will become x square minus 1 to the power of 4. Now what to do? Now for the chain rule, we have to multiply with the derivative of that bracket. Now what is the derivative of that bracket? So it is 2x minus 0. That is simply 2x. So the final result is 10x multiplied by x square minus 1 to the power of 4. All right. 10x multiplied by x square minus 1 to the power of 4. Yes, this method is known as the chain rule. Kushi is asking about power is not mentioned. Yes, I have mentioned the power here. X square minus 1 whole to the power of 5. 5 is the power here. And power will jump forward and then we have to solve. So this method is applied in such a situation when such kind of things are given. When power is there, we have to solve according to that and then we have to solve further. Then only we have to apply this. If the power is simply 1, then what will happen? If the power is simply 1, then we don't have to apply the chain rule. We can simply solve with a normal way what we have done in example number first, right? So whenever there is power and then multiple functions are there, we have to apply the chain rule. Otherwise, there is no need to apply the chain rule. Okay. Now I'm taking one more example. You all can solve in your notebooks, in your copies, and let me know if you have done or not. Example number 3, I'm taking y is equal to 3x to the power of 4 minus 5 e to the power of x plus root of x whole to the power of 8. This is the given question. Right? This is the given question. So first of all, what we have to do, the whole bracket to the power of 8. 8 will jump forward. 8 will jump forward and we have to write the whole thing as it is first. The whole thing as it is first. All right. Now we have to multiply with the derivative of that bracket. You have to multiply with the derivative of that bracket. So what is the derivative of this 3x to the power 4? It becomes 3 into 4, 12, multiplied by x cube, then minus 5 e to the power of x, it will remain as it is. And then root of x, we have learned it. Root of x, derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. It is 1 by 2 root of x. So this is the final result. So in simply one step, we can solve such questions. In simply one step, we can solve such questions. Okay. So let us proceed further. Yes. So first of all, we will take this example first. What is the differentiation of x to the power of x? What is the derivative of x to the power of x? So here what we are doing, y is equal to x to the power of x. So for solving this, what we have to do, we have to take logarithm both the sides. So taking log both the sides, what it will become, log y is equal to, whenever there is power, the power jump forward. In case of log, you might have done there. So it is x log of x. We have taken logarithm both the sides, right? Now what we have to do, we have to solve this. What is the derivative of log y? What is the derivative of log y? See, whenever there are two functions, then what will happen? Let's see. This is log y. The derivative of log y will be 1 upon y and then dy by dx. What we have to do? We have to take the derivative as log of y is 1 by x, and then we have to write dy by dx, because we are writing in terms of x. We have to differentiate in terms of x. So that's why we have written dy by dx is equal to x multiplied by log of x. Since there is multiplication between them, we have to apply the UV rule. We have to apply the UV rule. So x multiplied with the derivative of log x, it is 1 by x plus what we have to do, we have to keep log x as it is, multiply with the derivative of x, which is 1. So what will happen? X will get cancelled. X get cancelled here, and we are getting 1 plus log of x. On opposite side, we are having 1 by y dy by dx. So what is the final result? Dy by dx is equal to y multiplied by 1 plus log x. Dy by dx is equal to y multiplied by 1 plus log x. Okay. So this is x to the power of x. So we can simply remember this formula also, like what is the derivative of x to the power of x. Now we can write like in place of y, we can write again x to the power of x and then 1 plus log x. This is d by dx of x to the power of x. So what is the result which we are getting? If we are calculating the derivative of x to the power of x, then the result is x to the power of x multiplied by 1 plus log x. 1 plus log x. So this is the derivative of x to the power of x. So we can simply learn this also. This is used in some of the questions. So we can remember this result also. X to the power of x derivative is x to the power x multiplied by 1 plus log of x. Okay. Now understand the implicit function. Now, what is the meaning of this implicit function? We will discuss this. A function in the form of x comma y, where f comma y is equal to 0. Like wherever there is function and we are having two variables into them, x as well as y, and that is equal to 0. So here the example says x square plus x square into y square plus 3xy plus y is equal to 0. This is the thing. Where y cannot be directly defined, as a function of x is called the implicit function, where y cannot be defined in terms of x, जहां पर हम x को y को x की टर्म्स में एग्जैक्टली डिफाइन नहीं कर सकते, तो उसे कहा जाएगा इम्प्लिसिट फंक्शन। दैट मींस दोनों फंक्शन एक साथ में अपीयर हो रहे हैं, x एज वेल एज y। y को x की टर्म्स में नहीं लिखा जा सकता, दैट इज नोन एज द इम्प्लिसिट फंक्शन। तो इन केस ऑफ इम्प्लिसिट फंक्शन, if y be differentiable function of x, no attempt is required to express y as an explicit function of x for finding out dy by dx. So अगर हम y को x की टर्म्स में डिनोट कर सकते हैं, then there is no issue, it is simply the explicit function, that is a normal function. But जब y को x की टर्म्स में एग्जैक्टली एक्सप्रेस नहीं किया जा सकता, तो हम उसे लिखेंगे dy by dx, dy by dx. See, for example, in this, the question says x square into y square plus 3xy plus y is equal to 0. This is a combination of two variables, x and y. And we have to find out the derivative of y with respect to x. We have to find dy by dx, derivative of y with respect to x. So see, what we will do? The first thing is x square into y square. We have to apply the product rule here. Plus 3xy, again the product rule here. And then we are having y. All right. So let us solve them. X square and then y square. So we will write x square d by dx of y square plus what we are writing, y square as it is, and then d by dx of x square. Plus we are solving now 3xy. So keeping 3x as constant, we are calculating differential of y with respect to x. Plus now what we have to keep constant, 3 and y are constant now, and we have to find differential of x with respect to x. And at last we are having y, so we have to calculate dy by dx, and all these are equal to 0. All right. Now we have simply applied the UV rule here and nothing else we have done. Now in next step, what we have to do, let us understand. See, x square remains as it is, multiplied by. Now the thing is derivative of dy square. I am doing this here separately with different color so that you can understand. D by dx of y square, we have to find it out. So since it is y square, we can write it as 2y. But y cannot be expressed in terms of x. That's why we are writing dy by dx with it. Dy by dx. So its derivative will be here 2y and then dy by dx. Similarly, plus then y square, differential of x square is 2x plus 3x as it is. Now what is the differential of dy by dx? That means differential of y, only we have to find it out. So what is the derivative of y here? So here we can simply write as 3x and then dy by dx, because y to the power is 1 will jump forward, power will become 0, so it is simply dy by dx plus now there is 3y. Now derivative of x is 1, this is 1, plus the last one dy by dx is as it is. Now wherever there is common between dy by dx, we can take them common. So this is the first part, this is the second, and this is the third place where we are having dy by dx. Right? We are having dy by dx in these three cases. We can take common between them and see what is the result. So the result is 2x square y plus 3x and plus 1 dy by dx. Now what is left with us? It is 2x y square and then plus 3y is equal to 0. This is the equation which is left. Now what we have to calculate, we have to simply find value of dy by dx. So we can send this on the other side, this also on the other side. What will happen? So it will be dy by dx is equal to minus of 2xy square plus 3y whole divided by 2x square y plus 3x plus 1. So this is the result for dy by dx. So this is in case of implicit function. So whenever there are two functions and y cannot be expressed in terms of x, then we have to solve in this manner. Okay, Nivedha is asking how to identify the implicit function. See, whenever there is a combination of x and y into the question, there is a combination of x and y. That means that function is implicit function. All right. Otherwise, in general, what is there? Y equal to everything in terms of x. Y equal to everything in terms of x. That is the normal function, explicit function. But whenever it is x into y, x square, y square, 2xy, 5xy, this is the combination of x and y. And whenever such combinations are there, that is known as the implicit function. So simply what you have to understand here is if there is d by dx of y square. So what we have to do, we have to solve y square, that is 2y, and at last we have to write dy by dx. That's it. If it is d by dx of 5x cube, it will be 5 into 3, 15. Sorry, if there is y cube, 15, and then y square dy by dx. So everywhere at last we will write dy by dx. This is the small change here and nothing much. सिर्फ आपको क्या करना है, जब भी आपने y को डिफरेंशिएट किया है तो उसके पीछे dy by dx को लगा देंगे और कुछ भी नहीं करना है, और कुछ भी उसके अलावा आपको नहीं करना है. This is the thing. So we will take some more examples based on this so that it will become more clear. All right. I'm taking one more example here. If there is one question, say x cube plus y cube is equal to 3axy. 3axy. So what we have to do, we have to differentiate with respect to x. We have to find differential with respect to x. So what will happen? Okay, Saksham is asking why y cannot be expressed in terms of x, because we are not having the exact value of y. See, in normal question, what is given, like y is equal to 3x square plus 5. So there is proper definition of y in terms of x. But when the question is like this, see, this is the question. Now we don't know what to put in place of y, because there is no such definition for y. We don't know the value of y. So we cannot express it into the terms of x. So this is the main problem in case of implicit function. So that is why we have to write dy by dx at last. Okay. So let us solve this example. Now, what is the derivative of x cube? The derivative of x cube is 3x square. Now, what is the derivative of y cube? It is 3y square, and at last we will write dy by dx. All right, is equal to, now see, 3a is the constant, x into y. Since x is getting multiplied with y, so we will apply the product rule. We have to apply the product rule here. So according to product rule, what will happen? So we have to do x and then dy by dx plus what we have to do, y as it is and d by dx of x, that is 1. Differential of x is equal to 1. All right. Now what can be done? We can take dy by dx on one side and other values on the other side. Okay. So we can write it as, and one more thing is done here. We can take 3 as common and cancel it. So we are left with y square dy by dx minus x dy by dx is equal to y minus x square. And also we are having a with us. So this is a. So ay minus x square. Now we can take dy by dx as common. Dy by dx is common. So we are left with y square minus ax is equal to ay minus x square. So what is the final value of dy by dx? It is ay minus x square upon y square minus ax. So this is our final result. All right. So what we have done here, we have simply find out the derivative of each and every step. Wherever it was y, we have written dy by dx. At last, we have taken dy by dx on one side and other values on the opposite side. Okay. So Rakesh is saying it is crystal clear. So whenever there is implicit function, we have to solve in this manner. All right. So shall I take one more example? I am taking one more example and I will give you time 1 minute. You can solve it on your own so that you can gain some confidence. We are having 2x square plus 3y square plus 6x plus 7y is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. This is the given question. We have to find out dy by dx. Dy by dx is required. So what you have to do? Just try. You are having 1 minute and then I will share the result. Yes, Kompila is saying all clear. Shania is saying understood. Chavi is saying very well clear. Great. Manisha is asking how to solve this in exam. Yes, I will explain one short trick also here. Please repeat the example of 3axy. Yes, okay. Let me repeat this example once again. Those who have not understood, I'm explaining it once again. See, we are having the question x cube plus y cube is equal to 3axy. This is the question. We have to find out the derivative with respect to x. With respect to x. So first of all, we have find out the derivative of x cube. It is 3x square. For y cube, it is 3y square, and at last we have to write dy by dx is equal to 3a is constant. Now x is multiplied by y, so we have to apply the UV rule. So x is constant, dy by dx of y. Then y is constant, then derivative of x is 1. This we have done. Now what we have to do, taking the values of dy by dx on one side and other on the opposite side. So here we have taken y square dy by dx minus ax dy by dx equal to ay minus x square. Now taking dy by dx is common, we are getting this result. And since it is multiplied here, it will go and divide on the other side. So this is the final result. All right. Yes, most of you have given the correct answer. That is 4x plus 6 divided by 6y plus 7 and negative outside. Yes, guys, most of you have given the correct answer. That's amazing. Mitra has given, Pulkanti, Pratistha has given, Asha Babu has given, Akansha has given, then Zoya, Ravinder, Anushka, Darshni, Kushi, Rajshri, Priyanka Agarwal, then Shubhi Rai, yes. Ravindra, Chavi, Nandini, all of you have given the correct answer. That's amazing. Great. Now, since your answer is correct, now I am directly explaining you the short trick here. Okay. You can find your answer in simple one step. Simple one step. So what is to be done first? All these values should be on one side equal to 0 on the other side, right? All the functions, whatever is given, we have taken on one side. Okay. And now we have to find dy by dx. So what we are doing, so first of all, let's talk about numerator. In numerator, you have to find out the derivative in terms of x. Okay. In numerator, what you have to do, find derivative for x only. If there is y, make it 0. If there is y, make it 0. So in numerator, 2x square, it is 4x. 3x square, make it 0. 6x, it is 6. For 7y, make it 0. Now into denominator, whenever there is x, take a derivative of 0, and when it is y, solve it. When there is y, solve it. So 2x square, take it as 0. 3x square, it will become 6y. 6x will become 0. And 7y will become 7. And at last, put negative sign outside. Negative sign outside. Now, what is your result? Minus 4x plus 6 divided by 6y plus 7. Okay. So this is the shortest trick which you can do in one shot. Simply one shot and your answer is correct. Only one shot and your answer is correct. Right? So let me give you one more question based on this so that you can apply this trick one more time. The question is ax square plus 2xy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so this is your complete question and you can solve this in simply 1 or 2 steps. That's it. All right, so let's do this. dy by dx, taking minus outside. In numerator, if we have to solve for x, not for y. So we have to solve for x. So for ax square, we will get 2ax. 2 jump forward. Then now we are having 2hxy. 2hxy. So what we have to do here? 2hxy. So take the derivative of x. Derivative of x is 1 and rest will remain as it is 2hxy. Since there is combination of both of them, so that is why we are taking the derivative of x and keeping it as y, because here we are applying simply the UV rule. Whenever there is multiplication, we have to apply the UV rule. The UV rule result will come like this only. So 2h y will remain as it is and derivative of x will become 1 plus by square. This is completely y. Take this as 0. 2gx. This is 2g. 2fy. This is completely y. Take this as 0. And then derivative of constant is also 0. Then divided by. Now we have to solve for y. That means whenever there is x in terms of x, we have to put 0. So 0 plus 2hxy. How much it will become? Again, there is a UV rule now. Now what we have to do? We have to solve for y, not for x. So we will be left with 2hx. Y will become 1. By square, we will get 2by. 2gx, it will be 0. Then 2fy, it will be 2f. And then constant 0. Now 2 is common. 2 is common. Yes, Priyanka Mishra has given the answers very correct. Yes, Priyanka, your answer is correct. And you have given very fast. That's great. Now we can take 2 as common. Minus 2. We are left with ax plus hy plus g. Divided by 2 outside again. Hx plus by plus f. So this 2 and 2 got cancelled and we have got the final result. So in this way, we can solve by the shortest possible method. So this is the short trick we can apply here. Okay, Gagandeep Chaurasia is asking about why there is minus sign. See, whenever if we solve it step by step, what will happen? Some of the values will shift from right hand side to left hand side. And whenever there will be shifting from right to left, the sign will get changed. That means the sign will become opposite. So that's why there is a negative sign written here. Because of that only we are writing the negative sign. All right. So this was the implicit function. Now we can take some more questions. Now, if there is one question, y is equal to x to the power of log of x with base e. This is the question. Chavi is asking minus sign हमेशा लगाना है. Yes, Chavi, minus always apply होगा यहाँ पर. Whatever may be the sign of functions, minus sign यहाँ पर apply होगा because हम shift करते हैं, तो इसलिए minus sign always रहेगा. So now the question is y is equal to x to the power of log x base e. So यहाँ पर आपको एक फॉर्मूला रिकॉल करना पड़ेगा जो भी हमने समझा था थोड़ी देर पहले, that is d by dx of x to the power of x. ये कितना होता है x to the power of x, then log of e x to the base e. ऑलराइट, ये हमने अभी डिस्कस किया था. So what we have to do here, we have to simply apply the formula whenever there is derivative of x to the power of x. So what is the result we have to remember, or we can write it as simply in the format which we have discussed, that is 1 plus log x to the base of e. Whenever there is d by dx of x to the power of x, we can write as x to the power of x as it is multiplied by 1 plus log x to the base of e. In this format, we have learned the formula. All right. Now the question says x to the power of log x base e. So this is now the question. So if we want, we can change this into one more trick, one more pattern. Now how to change this? Let us understand. X to the power of x. This 1 can be written as log of e to the base e. Log of e to the base e. Whenever main value and base value both are same, then the value is 1. Plus we have written log of x and then base e. So whenever base are same and there is addition between them, log e plus log x, whenever there is addition, they will get multiplied. So even we can write it as x to the power of x, then log of ex base e. So this is also the correct result for x to the power of x. So these are the two results: x to the power of x multiplied with log ex base e. All right. So these two formulas are for us to remember. We can remember this one as well as this one. Now, how to solve the given question which we have taken right now? So first of all, what we have to do, taking log on both the sides. Taking logs on both the sides. All right. So we are taking log of y is equal to log of x to the power of log x and then base e. All right. Now what can be done here? We can write it as the power will jump forward. Whenever we take log, the power jumps forward. So log of x base e multiplied by log of x base e. All right. So we are having, since two log, one is this one and second is this one. So we are having both the logs, log of x base e multiplied by log of x base e. On opposite side, we are having log of y. So since we are having two logs, we can make it a square. Log of x base e whole square. Now what we have to do? We have to differentiate with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x. Now for log of y, what we have to do? Since it is in terms of y, it is in terms of y. We have to write 1 by y and dy by dx. 1 by y and dy by dx. On opposite side, what is there? Bracket and then square, right? So 2 will jump forward. 2 will jump forward and we can write log of x base e as it is with the reduced power. Then we have to multiply with the derivative of log x. What is the derivative of log x? 1 by x. Since here chain rule is getting applied, because power is more than 1, chain rule will get applied here. So what will be the result for dy by dx? We will get dy by dx is equal to 2 log of x base e upon x and then multiplied by y. Multiplied by y. And what is the value of y? We can write it here again. 2 log of x base e multiplied by, we are having value of y as x to the power of log of x base e. base e, and here we are having divided by x. So this is the overall result which we are having. Even we can write it as 2 log x into x to the power of minus 1 multiply by x to the power of log x. Since this is the power in terms of power of x, this is also the power of x, we can combine them and we can write 2 log of x, then x to the power of log x minus 1. X to the power of log x minus 1. So this will be the final result, that is dy by dx. dy by dx. So in this way, we can solve them. Okay, now there is a doubt by Darshini why there is x in the denominator. See, because we are applying the chain rule here. Since the power is more than 1, there is a bracket, function inside, and power is more than 1. At that point of time, we have to use the chain rule. Power will jump forward, reduce by 1. And then whatever is in the bracket, we have to find out the derivative for it. So that is why we have taken the derivative of, see here, there was log of x base e and then whole square. So the 2 jump forward and we are left with 2 log of x base e. Now we have to find out the derivative of log x. We have multiplied by 1 by x. So that is why x is coming into denominator. All right. So this is the way in which we can solve this question. So whenever there is implicit function, that is combination of x and y, the utmost care which we have to take is for y. For after like finding out the derivative of y, we have to write dy by dx. जब भी हम y का डेरिवेटिव निकालेंगे तो पीछे हमें dy by dx को यूज करना है. यहाँ भी हमने देखा log of y को जब हमने सॉल्व किया तो उसको हमने लिखा 1 by y dy